Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the All Sports Matters podcast. I am one of your co-hosts. I guess you can call me Mr. Engaged now. Congratulations to me and uh, my significant other. They call me Amir Sharaz Ortiz, Poppy Ortiz, or two. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am on there, even though I don't uh, get on it a lot. I got to figure that out. I'm still trying to figure out Twitter. I'm still trying to tweet. Uh, hey, if you guys is on there, add me, talk to me. Let me figure out how Twitter runs. And speaking of running or lack thereof, my brother, Mister, I was running, or he wasn't. I don't know where he's at. What you at with your knee this week?
I can dream. I can dream. You know what I'm saying? I was dreaming about running, so I'm coming back strong. I'm getting there. I'm moving around more nowadays, and I started getting my culinary back on this week. So I'm getting there. I'll be back on real soon.
Speaking of making a comeback and getting there soon, he used to be called Flecky Two Belt. That was about like a decade ago. I don't know what he's done for me lately, but Mister, I'm here. Like trying more is here. What's up, bro?
What's up, my brothers? What's up, man? I'm here.
You are here.
That's all I got. I'm here.
My man.
We just got over. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can land a punchline. Cause I've been practicing this, and unlike my engagement speech, which I totally failed,
Oh, you did good.
Yeah, you killed it.
You did
my knee
good.
hit
Congratulations, by the way.
hey, my knee hit the ground, and my mind went blank.
Hey,
Yeah.
but you did what you always do.
Now
Yeah, pull it out in the clutch, baby.
we just got over Black History Month, right? We just got over Black History Month. Now it is Women's National History Month or something.
Women's
urban
History Month.
different, right?
Yep, Women's History Month.
Yes.
Yep.
So you want to give a shout out to all of our ladies, past, present, and future. We got daughters. We hopefully have grandbabies in the future. Do great things. We appreciate the ladies. We really do. We give all honor to the ladies. And speaking of ladies, somebody got hurt the other day. LeBron James, and
Jesus.
he is going to be out at least 3 weeks. Did I land that? I think I did. I've been practicing that all day.
You stuck the landing.
All day. I was trying to figure out how I was going to give the punchline in
You
there.
stuck the landing. Yes, you did.
LeBron James has been out with a foot tendon, even though he was seen dancing his buttocks off last night at a Kendrick Lamar. When I mean dancing, he was dancing. Okay, while his wife's looking at him like, babe, excuse me. But he was doing his thing. But now I'm saying all that because the Lakers are still in 11th place in a 10-team playoff scenario, which I don't understand. And my question to my fellas is not that this tarnishes his legacy, but how bad does this tarnish his legacy if LeBron cannot make the playoffs 2 years straight with the teams that he has?
Fleck, you go ahead and dive into that first, sir.
I think they give him a player pass for it this year. A lot has happened with that Lakers team. Going from the Russell Westbrook experiment to getting in some younger talent that is gonna take some time to gel together. And then with him, I think him being out these few weeks is probably that's going to be used as a built-in excuse. Oh, we would have made the playoffs if LeBron had missed 3 weeks with his injury.
I'm sensing a cop out. I thought we was going that route.
I
thought I was going to bring it up, but since you brought it up, that was going to be me. Go ahead, Bay-Rob.
So first off, I don't know who this person is that said the Wizards didn't make the playoffs back in the day.
That's your best friend, JPP.
Yeah, JPP, you need to go research again, my friend. They did.
Jordan did bring the Wizards to the playoffs. They lost in the first round, but they got there.
They got there, and he carried them there with them old legs. So let's go ahead and end that real quick. But everybody's still gonna have their belief who he's the GOAT and this and that. But My thing is with the amount of talent that they've had on that squad, whether it worked out or not, you've had talent on that squad. You've brought talent to that squad. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. And you got rid of talent. A lot of talent that you should have kept. But I'm not going to dive into that like I want to. But to me, I think it does tarnish the legacy a little bit. I never thought he was the GOAT anyway, but I know he's in that top tier of player, but I've never said he was the GOAT. So,
well, I'll say Austin Davis, AD. Thank you. I hope you didn't get hurt like AD does on the Lakers court typing that for me.
Yo, so did he really get hurt off of that Jaren Jackson putback dunk on him?
That's what they say.
Because everybody was saying that's when he got hurt.
I had another joke lined up, and I had it like a week ago. He said he heard it pop, right? He said
LeBron did.
It popped. LeBron said it popped, and the only thing that we remember popping was either that lip gloss back in the day, or the desk pop that Will Ferrell did on the other guys. But that foot did not pop. I'm sorry. That foot did not pop.
No, I was talking about AD. Because he hurt, because he's hurt too. And they were saying, and I mean, I don't know if it was like a meme. Yeah, we pop our collars too. I don't know if it was a meme that or somebody just joking or whatever, but they said he got hurt on the play that Jaren Jackson put that dunk on him.
All I know is AD with the Pelicans was a playoff team, right? There was an up and coming team.
Right.
They were probably first round losers, 7th, 8th seed, but they were making it. Now we're talking about
the Pelicans?
10 teams. They made the playoffs. Yeah, they made the playoffs.
I think 1 year.
I was about to say, I was about to say, I don't know if they made it.
I don't know why, but I think it was the last year. I don't think regularly, but I know that last year. I think it was that last year before he left.
So am I confused that AD was top 5 talent at some point in his career?
No. You're spot on with that though.
Yes,
well, I'm trying to bring both of those together. What I'm trying to say is,
I'll give you that.
If he's top 5 talent and didn't bring his team to the playoffs, yet the Lakers and LeBron got rid of that trade was what? Brandon Ingram,
Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart. There was a lot of young talent that went.
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, he said Brandon Ingram.
And what are those guys doing now?
Brandon Ingram's balling.
The Knicks has been 6-0 since Josh Hart went to his
balling.
backcourt mate and Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Right? They've been 6-0. The Pelicans, they fell out just a little bit, but they're still there. And who was Alonzo Ball. RIP his career? Where we at with Alonzo Ball?
Hurt.
Yeah, he hurt. I'm not gonna say his career is over.
No,
he's hurt. Him and his brother. That's crazy. They're both out. I think they had a family reunion playing during the season and
wearing big baller brand up there, wearing them big baller brand shoes.
With Lonzo being out, which he hasn't even played at all. The ball brother has been LaMelo, which he was doing his thing. Let's give a little love to Charlotte, who had a disappointing backcourt. Sorry to say, Michael Jordan didn't really put that team together. Go ahead, Fleck.
So the Pelicans playoff thing, they made the playoffs two times under AD.
Right.
In 7 years, though.
I'm just saying I knew that. I didn't say it was every year. I said early AD, they had their team and Lakers blew it up. The Lakers blew up that team.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I even at the time of that trade, I was like, because there was talk of Boston trying to get in there to get him. I was like, no.
But the picks though, they gave about 4 firsts or something like that.
And that was the deal breaker for me. You get all my young talent and all my picks.
So I feel bad for LaMelo, who was the ball brother that should have the BB brand behind him. His career, not career, his season has ended. Gordon Hayward, I think the best thing that the Celtics did was not keep him because he's been ever since the injury, mind you, ever since the injury, his career has been a downward spiral. And hell, since we talking about former Celtics, Terry Rozier hasn't been Terry Rozier. So I don't know what Jordan's infatuation is with the former Celtic, but he's not getting Mikal Bird, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson, through the door anytime soon.
Rozier fit that Celtic system. The system that they ran, he fit that system. So him going anywhere else and being the lead man, and that's what he initially went to Charlotte to be the lead man.
Yeah, he did. He was a great backup to Marcus Smart. So So since we're on the NBA, let's stick to the NBA. There is a team that is hotter than the Celtics, believe it or not, and that is the Milwaukee Bucks, who have won 16 in a row, I believe.
16 straight.
16 straight.
Are they now the favorites to carry the mantle in the East?
I mean, they were always 1A and 1B with the Celtics right now. They were that I don't think that has changed. You know what I'm saying? You can flip-flop them any way you want. They're still 1A and 1B. Because, I mean, as hot as the Bucks have been, the Celtics are still 8 and 2 in the hand. So, I mean, it's 1A and 1B. The Bucks win 16 straight, and they're only up half a game in the East right now.
Right. Well, obviously, the Celtics ain't going anywhere. Is there a 2A, a 1C that we were talking about other than Milwaukee and Boston?
I mean,
I don't think there's
bring up Philly,
but there's a lot of secondary teams that can make some noise. Your Knicks, the Cavs, the Heat. You can't count the Heat out with them picking up Kevin Love. There's gonna be some teams that still make some noise.
I think it's the one seed for me is Philly.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Philly. No, I'm about to get to them because Philly just gave up 2 40-point scorers in a two-headed monster that is Dallas, right? With that being said, they gave up 133 points. Is it bad Philly or good Dallas?
I just think it was a hot Dallas. It may be a combo of both.
I don't know how to feel about Dallas. They blew a 27-point lead to the Lakers. Right. They were up 25 on Philly at one point.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I don't know how to feel about that. Like they can put up points, but where's the defense? And you're going to need defense in playoff time.
I'm glad you said it.
They need some time. They need to learn how to play together and work on their defense because right now you got two people that are ball dominant. Because Kyrie he almost seems like he doesn't know what to do without the ball in his hand sometimes or where to position himself. And him and Luka are literally overlapping each other. And that's how they dropped a couple of games this year. So
well, I believe Kyrie was being groomed to play without the ball when Brooklyn had their big three and Harden and KD. And then once Harden got traded, even Simmons coming in, who needs to be with the ball handling. He's not a scorer. He's not a shooter. But Ben Simmons' best game is with the ball and dishing it out. And then he's a defensive guy. That's where he got his money from, those two things. Obviously, that didn't happen, but that's bad coaching. We're fans. We see these things. We see where Ben Simmons was. We see Kyrie was kind of struggling Harden with the ball. But it's not necessarily Kyrie not having the ball. It's Luka having the ball too much. And he's always been that guy. Luka will hold the ball for 20 seconds, then pass it out for the forward needed for the shot. That's been Luka's game.
But that's, and you said it perfect. That's his game. Like, they knew that before they brought Kyrie in. You know what I mean? Like Dallas knew, you know what I'm saying? Like they got to, but I don't think offense is not going to be their issue. You know what I'm saying? It's on the defensive side. Like I said, the last couple of games, you blow a 27-point lead and lose to the Lakers. You're up 25 on Philly, and they got back within, I think, like 4 before Dallas went on another little spurt and put some distance in between them. But, I mean, it shouldn't have came to that. You're up 25 with like 3.5 minutes left in the third, and by the 8-minute mark with Embiid and Harden both on the bench, Philly goes on a 15-0 run and gets back.
That was Massey. Massey did all that pretty much. Let's stay on the East. Do we think the Knicks can get to the second round?
Yes.
Okay, that's the second round has been eluding. Trust me, I'm ignoring the comments at this point. Can the Knicks make it to the second round? Right now, they're projected 5th seed playing Cleveland. Can they beat? Okay, can they beat Cleveland first round?
That's going to be a tough series if they did end up with that.
That's going to be a good one.
Because they're going to, because Cleveland is a really tough draw for anybody right now. I think there'll be a good matchup for New York. It'll be a competitive one. I want to say yes, but I'm hesitant. I'm real hesitant.
I'm not gonna hesitate. I don't think so. And I'm not saying that, to be, I pull your leg about your Knicks all the time. I'm not saying that to be a hater or anything like that. I don't think so. I think, like whoever just said, Mitchell and Garland, that's a hell of a backcourt. You got Jared Allen man in the middle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think so.
So I look at it both. I look at it two ways. During the trade deadline, we all agreed that the Cavaliers needed some depth. Outside of the top 5, they didn't have anybody. Maybe Kevin Love, and they traded him away. They didn't do anything in the trade deadline to make them better. They're good. They didn't make themselves better. While the Knicks went out and got Josh Hart, they're getting healthier now. Jalen Brunson is playing insane right now.
Y'all got him at a discount, and I'm just gonna put that out there.
We didn't think that at the beginning, though.
Yeah,
we all kind of thought.
Yeah, we all look crazy at it, but it literally looking like y'all got him at a discount. Seriously,
we knew they were smart to hire his uncle last year. They started out. The Knicks were smart. Like, hey,
that is one thing they got right.
We're gonna hire your uncle. And you go come in. That's exactly what happened. And he's been averaging 30 points since the trade deadline. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Obviously, I'm gonna root for my Knicks. I like this Knicks squad mainly because the ball is going through Julius Randle, not Julius Randle coming up with the ball. That makes sense.
Yep.
The last 2 seasons, Julius Randle tried to play off oppositions at the same time. Mm-hmm. And the coach up there, I forgot his name, Thibodeau, was losing his mind because Julius Randle would not pass the ball. Now they got a true point guard in Jalen Brunson, and they're playing efficiently as a team. They've won 6 straight. Josh Hart has definitely got in there. I still think they're a smaller team per se with Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle up top, but 5 on 5, I picked the Cavaliers. If it's just 5 on 5. But I believe that the Knicks can extend leads.
You think their depth is?
I think so. I think the Cavaliers did not address that, and that's why they failed. I think that's going to bite them in the butt in a postseason. Speaking of biting in the butt, I had a joke there. Where we at? Let's go to the West. Yeah, biting the butt. Yeah, everybody's blaming the butt of the joke. There you go on Russell Westbrook. 0-4 with the Clippers. Is it Russ's fault that, and I'm gonna give you some substance to that question, that PG-13 is only averaging 13 points since Russ has come over?
I think he's starting to have an epiphany that he's not a number one guy. He had mentioned that in an interview this week. How
who are we talking about? PG.
PG. He said he's starting to realize that he is not. They can't win a championship off of him playing to be a number one guy because he's not in that role right now. I think they're having some growing pains just a little bit. They just need to learn how to play together and how Russ fits into their offensive scheme and defensive scheme on the floor. I do believe it's gonna get
No,
better.
you're absolutely right. I'm looking at the standings right now. Golden State is climbing. They're getting healthy.
That's the one. In
Phoenix got
Sacramento.
KD. So Phoenix, KD's first game was Wednesday. He put up a quiet 23 points for Phoenix. If they can get themselves together, that's going to be a hard team to beat. But all roads still lead through Denver. And what Nikola Jokic is doing is unheard of. He's averaging a triple-double this year. He's averaging. Yeah, we've seen it done with Russell Westbrook. Got it.
But
I'm going to say he didn't get the praise he deserved when he went through that spell of being dominant, because they wasn't winning, but he was still doing it. It wasn't because of him.
Right.
And I would say when he broke the record of Oscar Robertson, I think he had 61 triple-doubles, something like that. He deserved all the praise in the world for that. Obviously, that Russell Westbrook is not the same we see now. Understandable.
I think what's more telling is, and it's probably what's affecting PG's play, Kawhi to an extent, is teams they're daring him to shoot. They're giving him the Ben Simmons treatment. They're daring him to shoot.
Yeah, last night was prime example.
And they're sagging off, doubling. You know what I'm saying? They're daring him. So, yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it too.
Jessica, ma'am, you are absolutely right, because the Clippers were not tearing it up, and the Clippers. It's kind of hard because if there's any team that says load management, it has been the Clippers. They have baby Kawhi Leonard. Yeah. They have baby Kawhi Leonard and his injuries because they're hoping he can be healthy for the postseason. So, but what they're forgetting is you still got to make the postseason.
Right.
And yes, and I'm blown away. There's 30 teams in the NBA, 20 gets in the postseason. How hard can it be? I'm talking to you, LeBron. How hard can it be that you're not better than 4 other teams? And one is about to pass you because Dame Lillard has been playing inspired lately. He's about to pass the Lakers and hopefully catch up to New Orleans or Utah. OKC, San Antonio, who forgot to win because they lost like 16 in a row, until the other day. Actually on a 2-game win streak, though.
I need us to cut it out.
I'm being fair.
Us to cut it out. No more wins. We don't need no wins right now.
And the home of the future James Harden Houston Rockets. All the rumors say he's going back to Houston. Is that a rumor, or what are we missing here?
They said he missed
a rumor. That's all that is. He just want to go back and see strippers. That's it. There's nothing about it. It's nothing about the organization.
Oh man, I'm telling you that I was lost. I'm like, why is that even a subject of conversation right now?
Now, what I'm hey Amir, before you move on,
yes, sir.
The Lakers better be careful what they're wishing for, because they're hoping to get to that 6th seed. I think
they're not getting the
6th seed, but they don't. I don't think they realize they don't want Sacramento. They don't want Sacramento. I know they're young and everything. Those young fellas, the way they're balling right now, I don't think they really think and understand. They don't want to see De'Aaron Fox in the crew.
I would like the world to know that this is the first time anybody has mentioned the name Sacramento Kings. Peja Stojakovic and Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, and Mike Bibby.
Yeah.
Okay? I just want to throw that out there. Sacramento Kings ain't had a squad since. And since we're on the subject, can these boys, Sabonis, DeAndre Fox,
that's all I'm saying.
Can these boys make some noise?
Yes.
I mean, they're third in the West right now.
They're in
Third
right
in the
now.
West.
Hey,
And
I
if
like
I'm not mistaken, they have the highest point per game average of any team in the NBA. If
I
I'm
like
not mistaken, I love them. I think they're
I don't-
amazing to
I
watch.
don't. I think they'll make it out of the first round maybe, but I mean I like them though.
I like I said, I've said
Okay,
this, and you can put me on record of saying this.
Hold up.
Go ahead, Amir.
All right.
I want you guys to be mindful before you make your statements. Let's say they finish third, where they're at. 6 is
It's Dallas.
either
Dallas or
Either
Golden State,
Golden
right now,
State,
or Dallas.
Dallas, or the Clippers.
If they
If-
get okay,
I think they got
if they get anybody other than Golden State, I like their chances.
If they
I
get,
think they
and that's
can
my,
beat Dallas
that's
in
my,
a 5-game series. I think
they
can.
can.
I know they can beat the Clippers in a 5-game series.
and I know that
Golden State, if Golden State is 100% healthy, I'm talking about
they're not gonna beat them.
Clay, everybody's out there.
They're not
I
gonna beat
don't I don't know if they
Now-
can beat that team.
Now,
I don't think
JPP
nobody
probably
wants them.
said something that I can't repeat, that I will repeat on the show, that Mike Brown should be coach of the year. I will.
That is the one time
are we
I
in
agree
agreement?
with him. I am agreeing with JPP on that. Mike Brown has done a hell of a job this year with that squad, and the mentality shift he's got with them. I would not have a problem with him coach of the year because he has changed the culture in Sacramento. He literally has them believing that they can beat anybody and going out on the court and playing like they can beat you.
But back to the original point where we was talking about the Lakers, they might mess around and miss the playoffs altogether.
I think they will miss the playoffs.
Like right now,
altogether.
they're on the outside looking in, right?
Right.
LeBron's
They're on the
out
outside looking in.
at least 3 weeks.
And you
They
still
only
got
like,
D'Angelo
18,
out, and
19,
you got
20 games left.
and you got D'Angelo Russell still out, and you got Mr. Glasses out.
So
Yeah, I don't see the Lakers making the top 10. I'm sorry. This is not.
and
me talking about
I'm in
LeBron.
agreement.
This is
with
me talking about the Lakers.
Yeah,
I don't
think
that
they're going to make
squad.
it. I don't think they'll make it. But
No.
I honestly hope they do because I want to see them get their head knocked off by Sacramento. I'm calling it.
No,
in.
I don't, because that means that they
Made it to the 6th seed.
Yeah, I don't.
But I don't think they got it. I don't think they'll make that. Right now, with those injuries, LeBron out for at least 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Even though, they're not going to make it.
So we're going to shift gears here, and hey, it is playoff push for the NBA. A team who wants to be known for future championships in another sport, the San Diego Padres, who are pretty much signing everybody to $300 million deals.
Where are they getting all this money from?
I spent a lot of time in San Diego, and it's as beautiful as it is. I'm still trying to see where the money comes from. Like I look on the street, I look in the water, took a dog, came back out. I still don't see this money that they're throwing, and they're still in the process of trying to extend Juan Soto, where that would be probably $400 million extension because he's still a young pup, one of the better outfielders in the game, better hitters. I'm gonna ask one question about baseball. We're going to move on. Actually, two. First question to the fellas and to the public. And I'm going to keep it between the two teams that spent the most money this offseason, the Padres and the Mets, who win the World Series first. Go.
Padres.
They
got more young talent.
I want the public to know that these two are Braves fans, and they're probably being biased. I'm sorry I didn't type a disclaimer at the bottom. My apologies to our public viewing. Go ahead.
So Verlander and Scherzer aren't getting any younger.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So, and those are their two lead horses out of in that pitching rotation. Right? Those two aren't getting any younger. I mean, you got all this young talent on this Padres team. If they can get Tatis to keep his damn head on straight and not do anything stupid, that lineup is nasty.
But you're saying it. So imagine a National League Championship Series where it is Scherzer and it is Verlander pitching to that lineup.
Well, you said who wins the World Series first. I don't think either one of them wins for World Series anytime
soon.
Whoa. They have to go through each other to win that first World Series. That's the point of my question.
If both make it to the World.
That's not what you said at first. Though.
No,
who wins the World Series first?
It's common sense, gentlemen. It's common sense.
No, you said
one cannot be done without the other.
Well, still, it ain't going to change neither one of our answers, I don't think. We still believe that the Padres would win a World Series before.
No, I get that. And that was my B to the A question. That's even knowing that they have to go through Scherzer and Verlander, possibly in a National League Championship Series.
So when you said that, like,
you automatically thought the Braves was going to go all the way, and this question was irrelevant, and I don't even want to answer the question. I know how your mind works.
No, I don't. You said I think the Braves are going to go all the way?
I know how your mind
works. I like the Braves. I would
like for that.
I would love for that to happen, but I'm also a realist. You're not gonna hear me say the Gators are gonna win the championship next year. The Titans gonna win the Super Bowl.
Just like Dame Lillard got pissed when he scored 71. I will drive down to Alabama right now and piss you myself, sir. If you say that.
That's what I'm talking about, Miss Terry, Braves fan.
Okay, so I will throw a cheap plug in there. March 16th, season 2, season premiere, a Pride and Passion baseball talk will be right here. It'll be on Thursdays. But I don't want to get into all the teams right now. I just want it to be Padres, Mets, since they are the big ballers of Major League Baseball. That's why I pinpointed that question to just those two teams. Because I think the Cardinals have a chance, the Braves got a chance. Hell, even the Phillies might even take it. We don't know. I just want to focus on those two teams. And I think the Dodgers obviously take a step down, which they just lost their starting shortstop, Gavin Lux. I'm going to throw that in there as a news note. But I just wanted to focus the question on those two teams, Padres and Mets.
Okay, so if you're saying if these two teams met this coming up season,
yes, sir,
in NLCS, who would win? Sir. Okay, then yes, I would probably say the Mets because they have a better pitching rotation.
Right. But with the young talent that they have in the Padres in the next coming up years, I definitely don't think the Mets will win this year a World Series, but anything's possible. With the young talent they have in San Diego, I'm still sticking to what I said.
Exactly. You fans of the Top On Nation have got on my nerves.
I did it just then.
Who do you guys pick to win the World Series? Let's just throw it out there.
Oh, it's way early for me.
You're
not prepared for that question?
Nah, I gotta get some more games under my belt.
Right, we're still playing practice games.
Yeah, it's still practice games and barely anybody on the field. Let me
appoint you two then. Where do you see your Braves finishing this year?
I love the Braves. You know I do.
Fingers crossed.
Ideally, they would win the World Series, but that Phillies team, I'm scared of them. I'm 100% honest with you. I'm scared of that Phillies team.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. With the Phillies are really out of control.
It's gonna be tough. I enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy baseball this year for all the craziness that went off in the postseason. The Braves still have one more pitcher to sign long term, which I don't see it happening. But hey, if the Padres and the Mets go above and beyond, why can't the Braves? Because they started this as far as the contracts. And maybe all the team-friendly contracts.
Exactly. And that's what I was about to say. Liberty Media, y'all need to open up them damn wallets because you've got all this young talent signed for relatively cheap, like home discounts. Pay Max Fried.
Speaking of hometown discounts, what's going on with Danny Jones? What's up with that?
With who?
Danny Jones.
A hometown discount.
Daniel Man. Oh, he ain't taking one. He said he ain't taking one. He said he want Patrick Mahomes money.
I want my homeboy money.
He said he want Patrick Mahomes money.
Look, I want more.
And the Giants would be dumb as hell to give it to him.
Yeah.
I am
He-
so lost when it comes to this one.
He's dreaming. He is dreaming. But I can tell you this. I can tell you somebody who's sitting in the cut giggling, waiting to see how it plays out, though. And his name starts with an L.
We're gonna
His
talk about
second
Daniel
name
Jones.
starts with a J. But Daniel J.
We spent weeks, sir, talking about Lamar Jackson. This week,
No,
is
no.
not
Yeah,
him.
It's not this week. We're not going into that. I'm just saying it. If Danny stands his 10 toes on the ground and tries to get that, hey, we're gonna see how it plays out. Because he's gonna try to set a
but
precedent.
it's still not helping your boy out though.
It
Damn
will,
it.
Because your boy won't guarantee money.
JPP brought up a good
he's
point.
still
I
gonna
hate
want
to say that in the
that,
same
that
sentence.
range. though.
He's done it twice. JPP, you're absolutely right. And again, it's not Daniel Jones' fault. It's not the fans' fault. This blame goes all the way to the Giants, who selected Daniel Jones 6.
So what does that mean? Jameis Winston was a number 1 overall pick. You even to throw $45 million at him?
No, but the market was high on James Winston. He got paid top market when he was a free agent. James
Who?
Winston.
No, he
Well,
didn't.
He got cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also got cut. It wasn't guaranteed money, luckily.
He didn't get Jameis
So look.
Winston signed for like 20 mil total
Yeah, it was a
No.
total. And
on
it
that
went-
Saints deal.
Because he
No.
went to the Saints, remember?
I'm saying his first contract was high.
That was a
Oh,
rookie
that was his
contract.
rookie contract, and then after
That was
his
a
rookie
rookie
contract,
because he was
with the Saints.
Again, like I was saying, because he was the number 1 pick. Daniel Jones is number 6. He's going to want top 10 pick money.
But I mean,
But just
if we-
because he was a top 10 pick, he hasn't played that way.
Exactly.
And even his best season wasn't a top 10 pick season.
yeah. I mean, think about.
He was top 10 in the NFL in quarterback rating. And
But you know what's funny? Daniel Jones, we had a number 1
He's not
pick
a
quarterback.
$50 million quarterback.
We had a number 1 pick quarterback picking at the Giants for picking Daniel Jones, and that person's not in the league right. Well, he's in the league, but he's a journeyman kind of right now, and that's young Baker Mayfield, because he was tweeting that the Giants were stupid for picking up Daniel J. And next thing you know, he's in the league still, and he's getting a second contract. And Baker is somebody's backup quarterback.
but I totally agree. I totally agree. He's a backup who believes he's still a starter. And I actually, since we're on the moment here,
Hell, I believe I can run.
Mayfield finished well with the Rams to earn a starting spot, not a contract, not that top flight money, but a starting spot.
You know, for me, what would be interesting for him
No.
if this team strikes out on, you know what I'm saying, the big free agents, you know, the Saints.
The Saints.
Yeah.
So you would think
The Saints are still in on a Derek Carr sweepstakes.
That's why I said if they strike out on those, on the big ticket free agents.
I am one who I never thought Baker Mayfield was the number 1 quarterback in the first place. So I'm the wrong person to ask, because I'm gonna be like, no, he does.
But who drafted him number 1?
Cincinnati, Cleveland.
The team that messed up
Cleveland.
the market.
And who was the only team to give a quarterback
The
a
guaranteed money.
contract?
They always messing up something. That's what they do.
They're messing up
the
for us.
Cleveland
They should have
Browns.
stayed in Baltimore.
I'm just saying.
And you know what's bad? I'm rooting for Nick Chubb to get out of there.
Me too. And
He's starting the contract. He won't right now. But the other running back, Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt is probably gone in free agency this year, which I would if I was him. But I definitely think Nick Chubb needs to run for the hills, along with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper needs to get out of there while the getting's good, if he can.
No, he still has.
I think he still has 2
Yeah,
years.
Amari, he's there next year.
Yeah, because I think he got 2 more years.
Yeah.
I'm just interested. I'm really interested to see how. Okay, you know, Deshaun, you know, shook the rust off. You know, you had 6 games to shake the rust off last year. We paying you because he's gonna make $55 million next year.
Is it 55? I thought it was 48.
No, 55.
Who?
Deshaun
Deshaun.
Watson making $55 million. Next
Yeah,
year.
it's jumping.
Yeah.
The
I knew it was getting
the
up there.
entire thing was 5 years, 220 million.
Oh yeah, it is 55 because last
Yeah.
year they only had him down for what, 1 mil?
Yeah, and
Because it's-
that's
yeah,
because they
one
knew he
mil.
was gonna be
And it was
suspended.
only because he needed to get back in the
Lower
league.
that cap
Yeah.
number, so he
Right.
wouldn't be
Lower
giving
that
them all
cap
their
number.
So if
money
he
back.
never got back in the league, they only owed him 1 million. And that was it. It could have cut the rest of the contract off.
Yeah,
Right,
but-
exactly.
Yeah. I think even Cleveland was hoping that Deshaun would have acted up somewhere along the line of the season because he does have the clause that says he can be cut, but he was on his best behavior. And he did go to that massage convention in Cleveland that weekend and touch nobody that we know of. Again, I'm not speculating anything. I'm just speaking facts.
Are you sure he was there?
That was his
I
first
don't
weekend
know
of
ab-
playing.
I
That was
don't
the first
know
weekend
about
of
that.
opening weekend for him was the convention.
I think
And it
the
was both in
convention was
Cleveland.
there. Yeah,
It was both
I
in
don't.
Cleveland.
I don't think they let
I'm
him
not
in the
saying
building
one
though.
has to do with the other. What I'm saying is coincidence. I think not. Moving on. We're combine season, right?
Yes, we are.
First 2 days, defensive lineman, defensive end. Today was secondary, among other things. Has anything stood out? And let's not talk about Jalen Walker yet.
I mean,
Let's
Carter.
not talk about what.
Jalen Carter, sorry. Let's not talk about him yet.
Oh
No, go ahead.
The speed. The speed is.
Insane.
I mean, you got D linemen running 4.6s. I'm talking about 270-pound guys running 4.6s.
4.3. You got one that ran a 4.3.
Well, yeah, he was like 235 though. Like he's
No.
Like,
He
you talking about Nolan
235.
Smith, right?
Yeah, he's a little bit over 235. I want to say he was like 248.
235. He's 235.
Really?
Yeah.
I know one defensive lineman ran 4.7.
Yeah,
and
that was
Aaron,
the one.
yeah,
Pittsburgh that I
Aaron
was
Donald's
talking
best of 4.6.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was the
you got DBs today running 4.2s.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean,
Yeah, they were 0.2 away from John Ross's record. Yeah.
But yeah, Rob, Nolan Smith, he's like 6'4", 235.
Yep, 236. Yep, you were right.
So are we looking forward to tomorrow with CJ Stroud, Will Levis,
Mhm.
and
Richardson.
Anthony Richardson, who's all but locked in at number 9 in Carolina, as of the rumor says.
As long as, because I mean, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Gator fan through and through. Love AR. Dude can throw the ball a mile. He can throw it 100 miles an hour, and sometimes that's his issue. You know what I mean? Like he's got to learn to put some touch on that ball, man. I've been saying that to you guys since college football season. That, you know what I'm saying, you can't throw fastballs all the time. You can't have a guy 3 yards away from you and throw it through his chest. You know what I mean? You got to learn to put some touch on the ball sometimes. With a good showing, and he's an athletic freak. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's probably going to test athletically off the charts. He's going to run a good 40. I mean, he's a freak athletically. It's just, you know, I'm glad that he's throwing at the combine, but I'm not happy that he's throwing.
I will ask you this. Who does he compare to past quarterback?
Cam Newton, me. He's got the same type of build. You know, he's a runner if he needs to. Strong arm is just accuracy issues. You know what I'm saying? And that was the one knock on Cam was, is he accurate enough? And that's my
Cam was always an overthrower.
Yeah, and that's my knock on AR. Is he accurate enough?
How is he with
Rob, what you
progression? How is he on his progressions?
That wasn't really a thing at Florida, so.
Florida. And that's my thing. Like,
I mean,
my,
you know,
my,
it was like,
10% of the time.
Huh?
well,
He
he
was
was either
sacked
running.
10% of the time.
And my thing is, the few times I've seen him, he either throws to his first wide receiver he sees in the progression, or he's going to take off, or he gets sacked. When I saw him, and I mean, I don't take anything from the guy. I think he's, like you said, he's phenomenal. He is a freak of nature, like physically gifted, arm strong as can be. Great comparison. I think Cam Newton is spot on the right person to compare him to. My question has always been with him: how is he with reading defenses, and how is he with progression? That's the only two things I'm wondering about him.
And those
and
things
decision
can be
making.
taught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he has all the tools. He's gonna need. I'm not gonna. If you want him to come in and be your day one starter, you're probably screwed. To be honest with you, if you
But
want him to come in and be your day one starter, but let him sit. You know, if you have a chance to let him sit for maybe a year, learn the game, get some
Right.
good coaching. Dude has the potential to be great.
he has
Like
good
he has the
intangibles.
potential to be great.
Yeah. And you hit it right out the park right then. That's exactly what needs to be said. Get him behind somebody so he can learn and let him sit. And I know a lot of people say top 10, they're not supposed to be sitting.
That ain't a
Well,
lot of people. That's the same.
JPP. But I'm just saying,
Jalen Hurts.
you can
Jalen
say
Hurts
that all
sat.
you want,
I think that
but
benefited him.
and that's the thing. Top 10, I get it. You want them to start and be ready to start day one. Let them sit. Let them truly learn what the NFL offenses
Hold on,
are
but
like and the
here's
defenses
the
are
issue,
like.
though. Here's the issue with that, though. You guys are not wrong, but these teams they're going to don't have better quarterbacks to learn behind.
And that's the issue. You know what I'm saying?
Hurts
That's
him.
why I said
He goes to the Panthers. Who
He got
does
it.
he have?
they're gonna
Yeah.
have to get somebody in there to be a bridge guy.
Is Darnold
You know what I
gone
mean?
yet?
I don't
They
know.
got
I
rid
don't
of
know
Darnold?
who that guy
Yeah,
is,
Darnold is gone.
but
That's
they're
what I
gonna have
thought.
to get somebody to be a bridge guy. Like
And
He goes to,
Hurts
like,
went
he goes to
second
these
round,
guys
not
that
third
come in
round.
and be your
behind
day one.
Desmond Ritter. He goes
I
to
mean,
the Colts.
you
There's
you
nobody
can-
that you know.
you
He
can
won't
you
go
can
to the
draft
Colts.
him. What?
He's arguing with
Yeah.
himself like usual.
Yeah,
Hey, Flake, real quick. Hurts went second round, not third round. But keep going,
yeah, I
Flake.
know he did.
Not you. It's in the
Oh,
comments.
okay, my bad.
You're totally fine. Not you. Go ahead.
What I said was Hurts sat out at the beginning, and then when Wentz became Wentz, he got
He
he
got
got
what
put in there, but he did sit for a while. You know, then he finished strong last year, and obviously
he,
had a
he
great season.
benefited.
But
And I mean, that's the thing.
And that's
Right
what I
there,
said,
what
you
you
know,
just said.
Yeah,
my
Both of
whole thing to y'all is if he is going to be selected in the top 10, obviously those teams do not have another quarterback to plug and play and waste another year.
but they're gonna. I mean, if and
See
see,
somebody in
and
free agency.
that's what's gonna, and that's man, it hurts me to talk about him like that because, like I said, he's a good young dude. Like he's a he's a great person. Like he can be great.
Yeah.
But if you're going into the season and be like, hey, week one, I'm running you out there as my starter, you're setting them up for failure.
So I got you, Flick. And I'm gonna tell you what they should do. Draft him. Draft him at their draft spot, right? Go out and sign Jacoby Brissett. And let Jacoby Brissett play that first year. He's been shown that he can also be a good bridge gap for the team, as well as a mentor for young quarterbacks. And I
that's what I said.
honestly, I think Jacoby Brissett would be a great mentor for him, and would have him when he does start, he tear it up. He
And
would
that's
tear it
another
up.
former Gator too.
I know.
But that's why I said he's gonna have to have somebody that he can sit behind. I mean, maybe not even the whole year, but he's not gonna be ready to go week
From day one.
You know what I mean? He's not. Do all four quarterbacks go top 10? I'll pull that. That's a great question. I'll pull that one out. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
All the teams in the top 10 beside her do not have their starter. Stop, JPP.
Now I'm gonna tell you one quarterback that is going to be not working out this weekend, I don't think, but who's going to be a steal for somebody.
Not all top 10 teams. The Panthers don't.
The Panthers don't have a starter.
No.
Panthers don't have a quarterback other than Matt Corral under contract right now.
Yeah, right. So Hooker is going to be very interesting to me when he gets healthy. Herndon Hooker from Tennessee.
So,
quarterback.
okay, I was going to bring him up, right? I was going to bring him up.
Go
I was
ahead.
going to bring him up when we get closer to the draft. I was going to bring him up
Okay.
today. I want to see him tomorrow in the combine, and I'm hoping
He's not throwing.
But
I was about to say, yeah, he's not.
here's where I'm concerned. Is he close to Malik Willis? Who is the talk of the town? Like, he stole the show last year. He stole the combine. He stole everybody. He was going to be, obviously, everybody saw what we didn't, because we was like, Malik Willis is a steal. We thought Tennessee got him. Oh, he's the feature in Tennessee.
And he's still,
and then
He still is.
he still could be. It's
Yeah,
just,
he
it's
just
just,
wasn't
and
ready.
that's-
I wasn't sold on him. He played like he wasn't.
and that's the cautionary tale that I'm worried
just
about.
wasn't
with
ready.
Anthony Richardson is
Yeah,
play in before you're ready.
He wasn't ready. Once
Malik
he's
Willis
ready,
is not ready. He had to go in there because of injury.
No,
Right.
and
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
that.
no
other
choice.
quarterback
Here's my
until they
rebuttal
started
to that. A journeyman and Josh Dobbs went in and played 10 times better. And I get it. You go to say he was in the league 6 years. I
And
get
that's
that.
the
Right.
thing.
I
Like,
get that.
he look that he came in and played the way he did because he's been able to sit.
But
and
those
watch
guys,
the
to me,
right?
you already sitting them. Those guys, to me, if they're not coming off the back, say year 2, I'll give you year 2, like Jalen Hurts. I'll give you year 2. Are these guys will be tagged journeymen for the rest of their careers?
Well, you can't really say that, because think about this.
They
How
ain't
many years
journeyman.
did? How many?
Oh,
how
Malik
many-
Willis
they-
is now.
one-
Desmond Ritter's about to be 1 season away from being tagged a journeyman.
Well, that's the
Desmond-
thing. How you're a journeyman
How?
though? You ain't go nowhere.
They ain't win
But
nowhere.
the other part,
Trust
the
me, they
other
will
part,
be.
but
They
this the
will.
other part I'm
They're gonna
saying,
get at least 4 years.
and I'm not saying
They're
neither
gonna
one
get
of
their
them.
rookie contracts.
Yeah, they
They
get
will.
that. But I'm not saying that neither one of these people that we're talking about is the person I'm about to bring up. But how many years did Aaron Rodgers sit?
He sat 4 years. That's because they
And
had a
what
Brett
happened?
Favre.
Right,
That
and I
whole
get
thing
it.
was a mess.
But it was. But
And-
that's
and-
what I'm saying.
And
See
Brett
what
Favre
the
has still not
benefit
paid
is?
back the $5 million owed to the state of Mississippi.
Glad you put that out there too. But that's my thing. I'm saying he sat for those 4 years, and then when he came in, he was ready. He was set. Willis got pushed into a situation where injury made it to where he had to play earlier than he was expected to.
And then,
He didn't ball, but
and
he
then-
didn't play bad either.
It's two
And
different
then
quarterbacks.
the other thing, and the other thing with that too, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know what I'm saying, like, yes, he played like crap last year. I'm not saying he didn't. But if you got a quarterback that play to his strengths, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
all I'm saying.
there's some RPOs in there. Like, Vrabel didn't adjust.
At all.
Malik Willis isn't a drop back, stay in the pocket quarterback.
So I'm gonna meet you guys halfway. I'll meet you guys halfway because you're not wrong. I'm not wrong. You're not right. I'm not right. Like, I'm gonna meet you guys halfway. Obviously, every quarterback is different. I'm trying to foresee the future when it comes to a Desmond Ridder, who I don't. This is me, only me talking. I don't foresee them being starters. I don't foresee Malik Willis being a starter. I did foresee Daniel Jones to be a starter. So this is me meeting you guys halfway. Daniel Jones, year 4, obviously took an elevation. Can they do it? Obviously, yes, they can. Can Malik Willis get better? These guys get better. All I'm saying is if quarterbacks don't have an actual starter to sit behind, not another journeyman like a Kobe Brissett, because remember, Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers was projected to be #1 pick.
But you only need that quarterback. That's why he's called a bridge. Once I'm
And-
ready to cross that bridge, we don't need you anymore anyway.
Yeah,
And
but
then
that
also-
bridge is learning.
But
that
then
bridge.
also,
He's not
don't
coming
they-
in that
You're not gonna be learning sitting in a quarterback room with
How can Kobe Brissett teach you if he's learning himself?
what?
It's a whole new system. He's going to a whole new system. That's what I'm saying. He's
He
going to a
jumped to
whole
the
new
Panthers.
system.
Right.
He goes to Carolina,
He jumped
and
to the
now
Panthers.
he's like,
But-
"Hey
But
guys,
also, like, how often do you hear that? You know what I'm saying? Quarterback to play quarterback, you have to be mentally prepared as well.
of course."
You know what I mean?
That's why the Mariotas of the world didn't work out, or is not working out. And he was a #2 pick, who is a journeyman. So obviously, we don't have a right answer to any of this.
A lot of this also depends on the factors of the head coach, the OC, and the weapons that they have for that squad.
Carolina is building something special.
They're
Because
building
all
something.
Carolina.
I will say that
like what
Carolina is
they're doing.
building a lot of specialness right now to their advisors and Jim Caldwell, to their assistant coaches, defensive coordinators, to the head coach.
Don't get me
They
started
are
on the
doing
Jim Caldwell.
everything right behind. Yeah, Trubisky. It was about, he's going to be a journeyman. He's not going to be, a starter. These guys. And right now, Justin Fields is 50-50, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, as far as is he an NFL starting quarterback?
He ain't going nowhere.
Who?
Not that he's going nowhere. That's not my question. Is he a legit starting winning quarterback?
Yes.
Justin Fields?
Yes.
Justin Fields.
Yes.
Yes.
His passing rating was atrocious.
Look who's passing to.
Who he throwing it to? He throwing it to me, you, and Fleck. That's who he throwing it to.
Well, for the record, I was always open. I was on the sideline, but I was always open.
And caught nothing. And that's
that's all I'm saying.
I was on the sideline, but I was always
nobody. Open. He was throwing to a good tight end that could catch.
And it took Komet a little while to
minute. It took him a minute to come in his zone. But then also you got to remember they had that coaching change, and moving from Matt Nagy to where they're at now. I mean, it's growing. They need to get him some protection. They need to get him some.
And I was about to say, and Rob took the words out of my mouth. That line,
and then we'll see what we got.
Well,
I will end this conversation. Yes. Before we move on, I will end this conversation with: what do the Bears do with that first pick?
Trade down. Yes.
I
trade down twice.
How?
I was about to say they're either gonna go. Look, I'm with Rob. I trade down to 2 with the Texans first.
Bingo.
Let them come up, get their quarterback. Oh, right. Coach, you need a quarterback too? Come on, I got you at 2.
I got it. And I get
trade up, let them get the quarterback at 2.
Yep.
And then you still gonna get one of the 2. Well, I say one of the 2 top defensive players, but Mr.
So we can agree that Will Anderson is the number 1 defensive player in the draft.
He was. Well,
until I see
Carter hit
Carter. Until I see Mr. Carter. So I see what Mr. Carter does. I honestly thought before Jalen Carter that Will Anderson still was number 1, and I still do. But Jalen Carter can change all of that, because if he goes and he tests his measurables are off the chart, it'll just depend on what they see. I honestly think if you let Will Anderson pass, you will regret it if you need a defender.
So one thing that Jalen Carter cannot change is his lawyer. He has been the story of the combines the first 2 days.
He
spent 30 days in jail and right back around, straight back
30
to
minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. 30 minutes.
30 days. 30 minutes.
A whole 30 minutes.
That's what I meant.
Was back out.
That's what I meant. My apologies. A whole 32 minutes. And how does that affect his draft quality?
It first off, it don't shock me that you know who his agent is, right?
Is it Rosenhaus?
It's Rosenhaus. Drew Rosenhaus.
Say less.
Drew Rosenhaus that don't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Super Agent himself. Mm-hmm. That being said, I think with him, because legally it's sticky. I mean, they're only charging him with the 2 misdemeanors, which are basically like slaps on the wrist at this point.
Right. People died. I need people to understand. People died during this accident. How we got there is not for us to judge or say, because obviously we're there. But nobody's getting charged with vehicular deaths of a trainer and a
teammate.
I think
I'm confused. I don't get it.
To answer your question though, I think if it wasn't the legal issue, I think he'd be the first defensive player taken. I guess the question becomes: are teams scared because of the legal ramifications of that? And I mean, well, I guess they can't. The NFL can't do anything because technically he wasn't in the NFL.
No, so this is the thing. I read about this recently. The NFL, due to the factor of that he is declared for the draft, but he hasn't been in the NFL yet. But due to the fact that he has declared for the draft, they are able to investigate, and they are able to penalize him.
Is that something that just started? Because I can't remember
I-
who it was, but it was a few years
It didn't
ago.
happen when Joe Mixon punched the
And
girl.
they said,
At,
Okay,
they
that's
said,
who it was.
and they said that it's a totally different type of scenario with him and Joe Mixon. They
so
said due to the fact that Joe Mixon's happened while he was still in college. This one happened after he had already declared that he was going NFL.
He
Because he
hadn't-
declared, I didn't think he did, but they said apparently he declared
Did he
right
declare
after the
the same
Georgia
way?
game. I think so,
Right
the Georgia
after?
game. Right after the Georgia game. So I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
was
I
that-
don't
it
know
was that
for a
weekend.
fact, but I know they said that his situation is totally different from the Joe Mixon, and that
So-
he can be penalized by the NFL.
So to help Jalen
apparently.
Carter's case, Georgia pretty much district attorney, I'm pretty sure it's buddies with Rosenhaus and everybody else, pretty much said they're not going to seek further charges on Jalen Carter's outside of the 2 misdemeanors, which is, again, it's insane to me. One, the fact that they said it, because usually you don't say it just kind of just goes away. They said it, they're not going to seek. And
So-
two, that it was only 2 misdemeanors.
So if that's all it is, I don't.
He's
think,
good.
I don't
I'm saying
think
he's
his
good.
stock is
Yeah.
going to hurt any. And that goes back to what we were originally talking about with the Bears trading down twice
That's
and
crazy.
still guaranteed to get one of the 2 top defensive players in the draft.
It's going to end up coming down to the factors of his measurables, what he does when he does his pro day, and how he interviews. Bottom line,
He's already interviewed.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. He came back
Yeah,
up and did his
he
interview
made it
today.
back to the combine, so he interviewed.
So it's going to come down to
it
his
depends on what
measurables.
came out of those interviews. You know what I'm saying? Like you're right, Rob.
Yeah. And the thing is, how do you compare his interview to Will Anderson's interview, and the factor of
I think they probably had 2 different interviews though.
I'm
You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure, especially with the timing, I'm pretty sure that 95% of his interview was about that situation.
Right? And how he answered or carried himself in those interviews, it'll play a big part.
There's no reports coming out saying that he bombed it. So
yeah, I didn't see anything
maybe,
negative.
maybe he's
I
okay.
never understood these interviews. A lot of teams went above and beyond questioning mother's money to crackhead cousin one time to people's personal. That's personal things. I don't think that affects for too much. I understand who you run with affects your availability, but these teams take it way too far. One team asked Will Levis just to hold the ball the whole time during the interview just to see how he held it. Like it's insane.
From what I understand, he's done well. He's done well for himself at the draft too. Apparently, I've heard.
So we'll see how these quarterbacks throw tomorrow. I don't know the running backs. Is it tomorrow? Or is that Sunday?
Quarterbacks,
Sunday.
receivers, tight ends tomorrow.
And,
Sunday,
running backs
offensive
on
line,
Sunday.
running backs.
Yeah.
Okay. So couple more football notes before we move on. We already said it last week. The franchise tag season is open, or the period. Evan Ingram got tagged by the Jaguars, which shockingly to me, they just didn't sign on long term. But Evan Ingram is betting on himself since he had his best season of his career. Go ahead, Fleck.
Well, they tagged him. They could still work out a long.
I know that. I get that. I get that. But I think he's probably trying to play a little hardball.
Do you want to bring him back at 11 million?
We talked about money all the entire show, right? Jaguars was the first one last year to throw all that money at their players.
Yeah, but they don't have that kind of money this year.
Not this year.
Which is why they're talking about cutting Griffin and saving 13 mil.
And it's funny because Calvin Ridley has still not.
I'm pretty sure what
has
Sunshine
still
wants,
not
Sunshine
been
gets.
not reinstated. It's crazy to me.
What Sunshine wants, Sunshine gets. He gets Calvin Ridley, he gets Zay Jones, he gets Marvin Jones, and he gets Evan Ingram, and Travis Etienne. And so that offense is going to be potent. They need to show up a little bit on the offensive line, and Jaguars are going to have a top 5 offense. The defense was there. on spurts. They need to get better as well. Darren Payne, the
De'Aaron,
Commandants,
De'Aaron.
yeah, De'Aaron.
right?
Hey,
De'Aaron?
Ron.
Somebody spelled it wrong.
No, that's
No,
how he spelled it.
That's how it's
That's how
spelled.
it's spelled. Yeah, it's
Somebody didn't put the
De'Aaron.
apostrophe somewhere.
There is not one.
There's
I don't
a-
like that. I need to talk to their parents. I need to talk to their parents because I'm reading and it looks like Darren Payne, De'Aaron Fox,
Hey,
even
Ron.
De'Aaron. Even De'Aaron spells
Aaron.
it differently.
Hey, Ron.
I'm saying the
Yeah.
A is capitalized. If it would have been capitalized, I don't like De'Aaron. But see, you guys, you guys are messing me up here. I guess because the Commodores didn't have anybody else to tag. That's my.
Oh no,
concern.
He's a beast.
He's an animal. Like
Yeah.
they tagged him for a reason. Like if you do not tag him, he's going to be picked
gonna
up
get paid.
expeditiously. He's a
And
monster.
we'll give these next 2 seconds to the fan base that everybody always chimes in on. It came out today that if a deal is not reached, Tony Pollard will be franchised by the Cowboys.
We knew
What does that do for Zeke? Because if you franchise
he's
Tony
gone.
Pollard at 10
He's
and
gone.
Zeke is making what?
17.
17, I
17?
think.
Like, he's going to have to take a pay cut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he already said at the end of last year that he would to stay on.
But when do you
How
like?
much I don't know.
Do you tag Pollard for the 10, not knowing if you'll have him at the beginning of the season?
Well, they don't
My
want to
question.
lose him.
But
the question.
no,
They don't
you
wanna
should lose him. You know what? I'd keep Pollard, but I let Zeke go and clear that space. Kareem Hunt.
I wouldn't.
When is the-
I wouldn't go like this is me. Obviously I love Derrick.
And that's if you want another running back.
Right, and that's what I was about to say. I love Derrick Henry, but if it gets to the point where you know what I'm saying he's looking for, I don't know, 20 mil or whatever. These running backs, for the most part, I'm not gonna say that all are, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say Derrick Henry is. I'm throw that out. Don't scratch that. Y'all didn't hear me say Derrick Henry. But these running backs, are you gonna want to pay, you know, the 10 to $17 million that is going to take to sign one, or go find one in the draft in the second or third round? Because running backs now, you know what I'm saying, outside of the truly special ones, fall.
Yeah.
I looked at most of these teams coming in and not coming in, but in the playoffs, and most of them had a two-headed dragon. Up to the point where the Bengals actually forgot about Mixon. If y'all notice, P. Ryan was like number 1 in the playoffs. They totally forgot because they knew it was either cut him, restructure, or franchise tag Joe Mixon. It's quite possible Mixon may not be a Cincinnati Bengal next year, and they play like he wasn't part of their future plans, which is crazy to me because he was amazing for the last 3-4 years in the Bengals uniform. But majority of these teams' success has been dual threat at running back. So
if they could
threat,
Joe Mixon
also did not pick up the 5th-year contract on Hilaire. So do they even keep him?
I don't know what the issue was with him. Like,
he wasn't healthy.
Healthy.
He wasn't healthy.
I mean, even
he was.
Yeah, he wasn't moving the needle anymore. Like he had that great rookie season, and then like
he just disappeared.
So he still has one more season. Do you even keep him? Do you trade him? Do you? Because they still got
Pacheco.
I don't see Jones coming back, but yeah, McKinnon and Pacheco there. So
do we need him?
Yeah, no.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I do not think so.
Yeah,
so with March Madness being around the corner, have your top 4 number 1 seeds changed, Big Rob?
No, they're still going to be the same. Right now, I think it can in the next few weeks during the conference championships. It can change, but right now I don't see it. I think pretty much all 4 have locked their position in, and I think it's going to be interesting to see these brackets when they come out. There's been a lot of projections as to who will be the number one overall, and what brackets they will have. Of course, they're saying it's probably going to be Alabama right now. They're going to be the number one overall seed. And
Do you still have Alabama, Purdue, Houston, and Kansas?
well, no, it's not Purdue. It's Alabama, Houston, Kansas, and UCLA.
UCLA, I didn't have them up there.
Yeah, UCLA is in the top four. And I think and Kansas, I mean, Purdue is number five. And that for some reason, Purdue has had a real issue with Indiana. Indiana has been the thorn in their side. They cannot get past
That's
it.
rivalry games.
It's a rivalry game, and Indiana is playing it like it's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
Prime example, Alabama almost lost this week to Auburn. Auburn hasn't been good. They had a 9-7 record, but they almost pulled that off.
I actually watched that game. It's one of the few they actually put up at the bar that's worth watching.
Yeah, they put that. We ended up in a very close one in an overtime win.
What I'm telling y'all, they put up random games at the bar. Random games at the bar. That Ball State female game that went to double overtime. That was an amazing game. But
Bro,
when
you text that, I laughed so freaking hard. Like that just hit my soul. The way you said it, like you said it so excited.
it was an amazing game. Like they went down to free throws at the end, and when they missed the first one, hit the second one to tie. They went to double overtime. I was like, whoa. I was like, man, it was fouling out left and right, and the females are crying, they were getting emotional. And the more emotional they got, I got emotional too. Like I'm telling you, it was all the emotions running at once. I'm telling you, hey, I'm looking forward to South Carolina just sweeping the women's college basketball season like they've been doing all year. I don't think while we at it, is there any other team in South Carolina worth talking about?
In South Carolina?
Other than?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's LSU. UConn is always there.
The same LSU they beat by 20 points.
They did. They beat the brakes off them, but let's not misunderstand. LSU has been on a tear ever since that beat down. They've been on a tear.
I'd be mad too.
But it's still South Carolina's league too. It's South Carolina's.
So it's also safe to say that Pistol Pete's record is still intact, seeing as
for
that
now.
Maybe.
No, he's out. They're out.
No, there's a college basketball invitational tournament.
Exactly. He still has.
That they can pay. Look, I read this and it tripped me out.
Yep.
That they don't care about your record. You can have a sub 500 record as long as you pay the $5,000 to get into the tournament.
If that team
somebody in Chicago is paying the Detroit Mercy $5,000.
You know why?
For a chance to break the record. For a chance to see the record broke? Yeah.
Exactly, because now that's a recruiting tool. We had the one player that broke Pistol Pete Maravich's record here at our school. It'll happen. They're going to pay that $5,000. I can promise you that.
When you typed that, I had no idea what was going on up until that game was on last night. And I was like, oh, I get it now. So, hey, I was rooting for them last night. They fell just short. Actually, they almost beat them guys.
They almost won. So
let's talk about what's going on this weekend. Let's start with the return of John Bones Jones. Not only is he returning, he's returning to fight for the heavyweight title of the UFC, where he fights Cyril Gane of France. Cyril Gane is best known for almost beating Francis Ngannou, which I don't think he almost beat him. He didn't do much at all, to be honest with you. Yeah, that title fight is Saturday. You guys, I'm looking forward to it. How about you?
I watch UFC sparingly, so Flip.
No, okay.
This weekend,
I guess I'm by myself.
Yeah. You
I think you are. I think so, my God.
There's I know it's Sunday, but there's a AEW pay-per-view that I'm looking forward to.
Well, I'm not done with UFC, peoples. Jeez. Valentina Shevchenko, one of the best female fighters in the world, is also defending her title on Saturday. So this card is worth watching. And I'm two things I'm looking forward to: the Jones fight, obviously, but also the commentary of Daniel Cormier, who's been his long-hated rival, to see he could be biased enough to comment on that fight. So that's going to be
It's funny.
interesting come Saturday.
I think he will because I've seen some of the commentary that Bones Jones has made since coming back, and
He
he
did come back
has
respectful.
showered, and he's
Yep.
been showering Cormier with love. He's been showing nothing but love to him, and he loves how he's commentating, and he respects every one of their battles. So I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll
Speaking
be
of
interesting.
also being humble in defeat, Jake Paul was humble in defeat last Sunday day. Fought at 2 p.m. They were in Saudi Arabia. He was finally humble enough to say, "Hey, I did what I had to do. I was not the better man. I don't know if you guys caught the fight. Did not you guys catch the fight?
No,
Yeah, I caught the last few rounds of it,
no.
but
Yeah.
I wasn't really. You know how I feel about both of the Pauls, so I wasn't really checking for it for real.
So we're not rooting for a good Logan Paul Seth Rollins match at
I hope
WrestleMania.
Seth Rollins stump his head through the curb and he don't come back.
I literally want him to bring back the Randy Orton punt kick. I want literally Seth
I don't
Rollins
like
to
the
back
ball.
up.
I don't know what it is.
I
Like
don't like
Logan, I can probably stand a little more than Jake, but they both irk me.
Today.
I don't
Like
know
you
why.
said,
They just both irk me.
Like you said, Fleck, there is an AEW pay-per-view Sunday. So a lot of rumors say CM Punk is name is floating around.
And that's
Why?
yeah.
I'm just like, why?
He's gonna have to apologize to that locker room, man.
I'm pretty sure
I
he
think
has
so.
or
Yeah.
will have.
Or will have before. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has. He knew he was wrong, but it's not much the locker room as it is the EVPs, as they say, and that's the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
It's who's being rumored to WWE when his contract is up.
Brock Lesnar looks like he's out come WrestleMania as well.
Oh.
Jay White rumored to be coming to WWE. His
Oh,
contract is up.
This is contract season, I guess, for
man.
wrestling.
WWE.
Because
Yeah.
Kenny Omega, you're right, coming to WWE. Jay White coming, hopefully to WWE. Brock Lesnar probably will do, which I don't understand why they chose.
I don't understand that one either.
Fight right now, anyways. But his contract is up come WrestleMania, and yeah, I don't understand that. Rob, what you got for us on the way out?
So, first off, shameless plug. Hopefully, one day we'll be able to get Rive Blue Cognac.
Bro, you're yeah. I was about to say you're blurred.
There
Like,
we go. Wrong
did it get
camera.
blurred
Wrong
on
camera.
TBS and USA? Did we make it? I thought
Wrong camera. Yep, VS. New cognac I'm trying out. It's very good, very smooth, nice flavor. And this one is aged 10 years, so very good. But also, random fact: there's one Braves pitcher who won 9 innings, complete game, but they only threw 78 pitches, and with only 15 of them not being a strike. Who was it?
I'm pushing for Greg Maddox on this one.
That would have been
Think
my
about
guess.
it. And think about all the great Braves pitchers now.
Either
Smokes,
either Greg
Maddox.
Maddox or Warren Spahn.
That's who you going. So you going with Maddox? What about you, Fleck?
I'm Maddox or Smokes.
It was Maddox. It was Maddox.
I remember that
It was
game.
Greg Maddox.
Remember that game.
I
finally got one.
Braves legend. So yeah, you hit that out the park. And for Women's History Month, let us start showing love every week. Every week, I'm gonna show love to one female athlete, or if not more. But this week, I'm gonna show love to Cheryl Miller. And I don't know if everyone knows how phenomenal Cheryl Miller was, but she has been literally raved about as probably the greatest women's basketball player to ever grace the court. And if you have never seen the documentary The Women of Troy, I suggest you watch that. and see that Reggie Miller's sister was a complete problem when she got on the court.
I was going to ask you if you can only watch one or know of one, Reggie or Cheryl, who would it be?
Cheryl.
I mean, there was a time where they referred to Reggie as Cheryl's little brother.
Cheryl's little brother.
You know,
A lot of people don't realize the fact that Reggie came home one night and told Cheryl and his family, "Hey, I just went off. I had a game. I scored 68 points." And he was like, "Cheryl, what'd you do tonight?" She's like, "Oh, I had a good game. I dropped 100." He's like, "What?" She dropped 100 points in a game. A lot of people don't realize how amazing Cheryl Miller really was. Truly one of the great female athletes of all time. 3-time Naismith Player of the Year, 2-time NCAA champion, Olympic gold medalist. Cheryl Miller, we salute you for Women's History Month.
And while we're on the subject of women's sports, I want to give a shout out to my my high school alma mater, Provo Lady Lions. Made it to the Final Four of the Alabama State Championship. Lost to the defending 3-time champion Hoover.
Oh, okay. Say less.
They had a great season. That was their first time making it to the Final Four in 25 years. Shout out to them girls. They're gonna be a problem.
One thing I want to add, since we're on the subject, Diana Taurasi is signing for her 19th season Phoenix Mercury for pennies on a dollar when they're already getting pennies on a dollar. She just wants to ride out in the sunset, hope to get one more championship. Maybe her and Brittany Griner can have a memorable season together. But a lot of women in sports, trust me, we love our women. I'm at a loss for words like I was when I went down on one knee, but we definitely appreciate. Trust me, we definitely appreciate women's sports. We appreciate you guys for watching and supporting us. Even if you don't watch us now, please share. We ask you to share. From my brothers, even from my brother who's not here, taking care of personal business. Jimmy, we love you.
Love you, bro.
2 weeks, actually, about a week and a half. 2 weeks from yesterday. Season 2 of Pride and Passion Baseball Talk. We'll be talking about this crazy thing called that pitching clock, what's been a mess. It has been a mess, and all these new rules has been a mess. It's been intriguing so far, but we salute everybody who supports us. We salute the ladies and their month. We thank you. You guys got anything else to say as we go sign out?
No, sir.
Hey, look,
all right.
Have a great weekend.
Go sports.
Next week, right here. Y'all take care.
You forgot to do the huh?